bad yesterday against 9Z, so we'll have to watch out for what they bring here.
The guard already started off with that red carpet, Viper wall, poison screen, down to cover up B, down to cover up their path, down into A main.
This guard wall will be an issue here for GURADvs00NATION if they want to get aggressive.
And indeed, that's exactly what's happening. Backing out immediately once pressure comes right onto them. BZN is going to be the one contact here. There's still actually another person over towards Link, but through the smoke, Tex taking away BZN. C is going to be empty.
Working again just across the map here as the open C site gives way to the guard to get this spike down. And in a pretty advantageous position is the guard using that wall to bait out aggression, pull players in rotation. Now they have the post plant.
0-0. Looks like they're going to stay bunched up pretty much the entire time. All four jumping in through the window,
and they
jumping down into garage.
They're focusing garage because of this turret.
But they actually guided the other two players in with them just to make it safe. But Artzine going down to 4 HP. Does pick up the kill anyways, but Trent ends up taking away Artzine. Yet another person getting taken away. Everyone is gone. The guard make it look easy.
It's such a quick pivot as well, focusing defender spawn. As soon as GURADvs gets a kill, he's able to poke in garage. I think maybe there was a flash. I might have been mistaken. I don't know if I caught something else, but GURADvs getting confirmation that garage was going to be cleared out. The guard will have to watch out for this wall. It's a composition that the Death set have been cooked. They've been cooking up all season long, and they continue to bring it in towards Ascension. They made a crazy chamber pick on Bind, but here they stick to their tried and true. And I think this will condition GURADvs00NATION because you're swinging through this really aggressive Viper wall over on A, and something that Trent throws consistently. Valen, when he was playing the Viper as well, would throw this down. And so we'll see how GURADvs00NATION plan to deal with it, because they're a team that got very aggressive against 9Z on the defense yesterday.
Things are very quick here for the guard, trying to pressure out some of these pistols from GURADvs00NATION. That's exactly what they're able to do. Tex picking up 2 kills, one of them right through the smoke. We're not going to see the same dynamic. Good stuff, BZN, picking up 1. But we're not going to see the same from 0-0. They're only utilizing the Omen. And they don't have a lot of util to immediately respond or maybe even delay some of these takes.
I'm happy that Shan is back on the Jet as well. He was very good.
Oh, yeah.
Chamber. Don't get me wrong. But back on, I feel his traditional duelist role, he's definitely going to be explosive. The way that Xion sets him up,
oh yeah,
especially on this map, like a lot of really great fault line flash combos to set this guy up, and allows him to get very aggressive because Xion is a phenomenal breach, really good at supporting. I don't think his stats show. I think Vance highlighted his incredible awareness and how smart he is as a player, and he's got really nice setups here to set Shan up in these positions. He's done here already.
Shan sets himself up for a double. Amazing from Shan, but he might have just gotten a little bit lucky. The guard lined themselves up for him, but Tex making his way forward. Net a golden opportunity to give themselves the even round, but instead Tex actually dashes in to potentially throw off Bartine.
This is the strength of GURADvs00NATION defense, and what got them so much success against 9Z was a really nice KJ setup in towards B that allowed them to make those kind of aggressive plays. Shan, we're going to see that do that multiple times on, in particular, the A site. Sometimes we'll see him swing out towards C, but it's this really strong anchor from BZN and Bartine on both the B and C site that allow Shan to get aggressive. And see, they're switching it up here. A mid focus this time from Shan, and once again, Xion is on his back trying to set him up.
It's gonna be 3 players here trying to do something big here. There goes Xion with the first.
And I don't think Shan's been spotted either, so Tex will have to be careful. He might get picked off if he's not careful.
Oh, but they still check it anyways. Good stuff from Tex. Everyone else from the guard stepping up over towards short A.
Yeah, very quick to react off of the aggression to see what space they can find. It's a retake here for GURADvs00NATION. No ults to make it happen, though, unfortunately. As the guard very quickly will clear out the site. It's GURADvs00NATION that are actually going to try and go for a triple flank, knowing that the KJ is down.
It'll be quite slow from 0-0.
And that smoke is actually a very key thing here because it blocks off the planner from swinging in towards spawn. And look at this, it's committed as well to Viper's pit.
Valen needed to swing out a little bit. There goes the TP, but Xion, sharp kill going back right onto Tex. Again, the Viper's pit covering up the complete back end of the site. Nobody actually able to bounce in. That's Bartine right now looking for a gap potentially with the paranoia. This lineup could be pretty good to say the very least, but Valen and Trent find Xion and BZN And Bartine needs to run for the hills. Big round for DeGuard.
Very aware as well, Valent, to find that first pick. I love that from him. Knowing that his KJ is down. In the tier 2 scene, he's probably one of the smartest players that we have, and very quick to make the call as well to pop the Viper's pit. There was a nice smoke that I was mentioning from 00Nation that I'll quickly highlight. It was denying the opportunity to swing out and keep players from getting out from Fender spawn, and so that's why I think the Viper's pit was committed, so that they could clog up that space. Even though there was a smoke there from the guard, you have a player committing to a plan and a player that was clearing the right side, so you're not going to have that info. So they were willing to risk that Viper's pit for the control. Still a buy for both of these sides. Ults coming online for 00Nation. They've been very good at managing their ult economy from the 3 maps that we've seen. They're always very good at having the ult cycle in their favor in critical rounds, and this is one of those.
Yeah, everyone's going to peak essentially at the right time. The guard, again, putting everyone over towards the C side right now, and realistically...
Baiting out the paranoia.
Exactly, that nano swarm. Could have maybe given off the take that Bartine have to throw off the paranoia, and indeed he did. Instead, 0-0. They still have 2 players over towards this A side. Artzine gets the first tap.
Still Shen in the back, and Tex still got knives online. He's gonna try and sell a fake here. Valorant has a paranoia. They haven't used any util. Literally a trailblazer was sent towards C, and this combination between a paranoia and Tex is gonna sell a great fake here.
Yeah, Tex was trying to go wild. He does drag.
Oh, it's even drawing the turn. I love this. Thank you, Cinematic Reserve, for letting us know they fully bought into the fake.
And Bartine was the one anchor.
Spike planted.
We hadn't really moved from C-Link at all, really, in these first 4 rounds.
I honestly think you might save here if you're 00Nation. Your ult cycle is going to be heavily in your favor. This is a round you needed to win, but they're still going for it.
One enemy remaining.
And they're just running into a meat grinder. Trent and Jonah P. The double-double. As Artzine now, it does pull up the one. Lucky kill through the smoke. Jonah P. collects up a 3rd.
That was a slaughter in Defender spawn. An alarm bot dropped in Garage, even a player working up Garage as well. A turret watching the flank. They knew that everyone was going to come through Defender spawn, and 00Nation will call the timeout. To figure out maybe how they combo these ults going forward.
Yeah.
Again, we saw a massive ult clash between these 2 teams in map number 1. A lot of close rounds decided by ultimates, a lot of mid-rounding based around the ult calls. So 00Nation, they started off fairly weak in that first map, and then they bounced back almost instantly after a thrifty, or I think it was 2 thrifties actually that brought them back in.
Thought the trend would continue today. But a lot of what we saw in that first map from 00Nation was, again, kind of that continuation from yesterday. A lot of these players, we've seen sort of that consistent evolution. Didn't exactly expect, of course, players like Artzine to be able to do as much as he did in that last map, but like focusing down on some of these players from 00Nation that could continue making that impact. Shand, his aim was incredible in that last map. Just on Chamber, though, not exactly very mobile and would get taken out in the very first contact of most of every battle. Now he's here very consistently for 0-0.
And it's a very lackluster buy here, maybe to try and get Shan on the knives out towards A. We'll see here in a second when the minimap comes online what they're aiming for. You can see a lot of ultimates, and I mean, this is a team that once they get a kill, they will send a lot of ultimates. There's a combo here as well. Artzine looking to maybe use a Hunter's Fury off the fall line. It's actually a second too late.
The Hunter's Fury still catching Tex midair. Might he catch him again? No, Chand going in to close the deal. Takes him away. Now everyone else from the guard currently locked out into their own spawn, but mid is actually a little bit open here. They've made some space off of net.
And the Hunter's Fury was to get Shan that ultimate, not actually, I think, to get kills. That's why it's like a half second late. Or maybe it was for kills. We'll never know. But that first pick going the way of 00Nation. They will have an extra rifle to play with. They technically have 3 with knives included.
They'll have quite the manpower over towards the A site too. A lot of utility potential with the Omen alongside the Breach. They can respond immediately. Shion is taking the contact. There's the util. Smoke in the front side. They do spot Partine on top, but Shan still ends up getting a kill onto Valen. There's still two more over towards short, and another one backing away already.
Swinging all the way back, and still BZN is already here. And look at the cage set that he's got. He'll have the info. He won't put it by a lot of time, but that fault line is extremely well placed.
Great stun, and now the turret over towards Garage and the Nano Swarm. BZN had him in the palm of his hands, but with only a Sheriff, can only get a tap in.
Wait a second here, Shan. See what you can find.
Wow.
Oh, just giving himself up.
Poor Trent had a huge opportunity, and now Nets, he even kind of throws his hands up mid-spray. Had no chance. A 1v4 now for Jonah P. Jonah P, cheeky headshot, could check over towards long. Here we go, Jonah P. 3 more players to go. And it was made at least a little bit possible, but 0-0 ultimately with a clean round. A lot of it on the back of BZN.
Not even just on BZN to delay, but Shan just initially to find massive kills, right? Picking up the rifle, taking down Trent, who tried to punish that swing. And that's an eco for 0-0 Nation, committing only the Guardian. And this early ult combo play, even setting up a deep push from, I believe, team over towards sewers. So they were trying to crunch these players in towards A main, and it worked out very successfully. Focusing a lot on Shan here and setting him up with those knives. 0-0 Nation able to steal a round away from the guard, keeping themselves afloat. No reset just yet on either team. This is not the swing round that they want, but they have ults to back them up.
That early smoke, the guard may be forced to do some big there, but Shan.
And that's a ridiculous kill. Shutting Tex down, removing the op early, even nearly catching a second.
And now the guard established themselves over towards long, but not only just establishing themselves, they're looking for a big split. There's a player coming out of garage. He may be running into the Sova, but this split may be successful. Ned, he continues to go forward. There's still C to take back. Jonah P does get the kill, but Shan, he was the piece de resistance essentially there. And now 0-0. They've actually given themselves a chance. Trent biting down a little bit too much.
Double ults here as well if they can get back in towards garage. But he's actually elected to use the ult to just retake site, not even towards garage, to get the ult down. There's one nanoswarm on the spike.
It's with great coverage, but they still have, of course, the middle of site to deal with. Jonah P inching out, and he still goes down. BZN with a lockdown, Net with util, Net with space.
He should know there isn't a second nanoswarm. He just checked.
Oh, BZN finally going for the defuse. Net doesn't peek. It's down to half. And Net still takes him away. The guard moving forward.
The re-clear as well, waiting patiently for the garage play from the guard to re-exec into the C site. They drop a smoke towards top long to deny Shan any opportunities to find more kills on the operator. And they wait for that garage alert that gets them kind of back into this round, allows them to work off of that garage play, make a split happen, confuse Shan on the backside, who's kind of on an island as he drops a smoke in front of himself. And in that close range, it's going to be hard to readjust the operator. Guard very quick to bounce back after the eco round from 0-0, who will have a decent buy compared to, you know, what they won with in their second round. They've got a Vandal here to work with and a Guardian, and still that lockdown.
Still that lockdown, if they can actually back up, but look how far into the site he is.
Trying to fight pretty heavy towards long. The alarm bar will cue the fault line and force BZN to swing.
Is the contact gonna come in? The fault line goes out first though. They weren't using it as a reaction. Using it as a trap instead. BZN getting caught by the Trailblazer, still needing to back away. Flash in his face, and he's still fine. Valen in finally. One player in the back of sight, and he gets completely exposed. Valen with the double. You did actually have a random pick back from Shan.
That smoke again. Zach's just lining them up as they run through. Anything here that Shan can get is going to be a little bit of a bonus, but nothing is going to hurt this guard economy, and he's not even going to find the exit as well. Guard prepared for these kinds of setups from 0-0 Nation. It's actually a new one that we didn't see against 9Z, that set up over towards long, I don't believe. And so the guard, for that play, an instant smoke drop from Tex as he picks up the operator from the round that he got it from Shand. Still that lockdown to play with. You had two decisions there for your 0-0 Nation between Shion and BZN. It's like you stick on site or you try and run away with that smoke that Bartine drops so you can play the retake. But we know 0-0 Nation are a team that aren't going to back away that easily. They will always play for that control.
0-0 immediately taking up the control over towards long. It's going to be one player on the front side to potentially hear it, to potentially try to take it out. That's Trent. Trent getting pressured out, though. That combo is insane. Fault line coming in all the way from B. But Bartine finds a double.
And catching both of them as Guard trying to swing back after losing the A control. There's a pretty heavy favor right now for 0-0 in this round. Bartine's got the information. He's playing lights out here on C right now.
Oh, but Trent shuts him out.
And his lights are out now.
Still 2 remaining here for 0-0, but they're going to get locked completely out of C.
And they knew where these last 2 players were, so that's why they commit this lockdown.
Oh, they still go for it.
And they're trying to clear spawn here with the lockdown and planning for it as well.
GURADvs00NATION is going to be stepping into a situation that the guard have full tracking of where he could potentially be, but GURADvs00NATION shuts down the first peek. He has heard Jonah P.
I don't think he has, actually.
I don't know.
It's a 50-50 where he comes from.
Exactly that. Jonah P could come out of window. He could come out of the back of sight, but here comes GURADvs00NATION taking down Net. He has no idea about Jonah P, but with 5 bullets, he's given himself a chance. But Jonah P takes that chance away.
This is a very rough half from 0-0 putting up an 8-4 half against 9Z, and it came very close, 13-11. 9Z made a comeback on their defensive side. And the reason why I think 0-0 have always typically had these stronger defensive halves is because their aggression, again, a lot more coordinated. I mean, you saw a lot of great set pieces on Bind, but on a 3-lane map, it's hard to make those aggressive pushes. We've only really seen anything over towards A long. We're not seeing that, like, one-way smoke that Bartine will throw sometimes. He'll creep up as well with Shand. They're just focusing on A here and really relying on the KJ util towards B, and Guard have recognized that. They try and double swing long. Yes, they lose the fight, but they're able to recover because of this weak garage presence.
We saw something over towards mid, but it got shut down, humbled by the guard early on in this half. Here comes the Omen. He's covering up one side of the link, but it's actually a double link coverage here on B. It could be a quick take from the guard.
Fault line trying to punish anyone walking into that nano swarm.
They have the exit plan over towards A.
Trent still has that Viper's Pit, like you said, the exit plan. He can pop this, and he sees nothing. No smoke, so they don't think... So this is a big cue to the guard that they don't know it's an A, and Trent is free to pop this ult.
Yeah, it's a perfect ulti.
And that's so much time as well. Even with the lockdown in, this Viper's Pit will slow down the retake from 0-0.
Trent backing away immediately from his own Viper's Pit.
Last knife?
And Shand still keeps his knives, and with the detainment, he's able to pick up another one, and the guard fall apart.
And very quick, Shand towards heaven, knowing that's the open opportunity to catch players running away. There are 2 spots you can go. It's either sewers or it's going to be over towards long, and he's very fortunate he actually catches Trent in rotation. 0-0, another thrifty round, if you want to call it that. They didn't come in with much this time around, a half buy, if you will. And now that puts Guard in a tricky spot, because all of a sudden 0-0 have got ults back in their favor. This Hunter's Fury to work with once more.
That was finally a round where, again, just the holding of positions for 0-0 was what ended up doing it. No aggression needed whatsoever. They didn't even try anything.
And they're going to set Shand up here early with the op on the A site, get that control. GURADvs00NATION probably not going to use the Hunter's Fury here. Just a dart to set him up, but this wall is very problematic for operators over towards A. You'll lose a lot of control early on. Tech's even ready to punish, because this is a swing that's been done before.
Beautiful.
And Tech's will win it this time.
Wonderful from Tech. Shand thought he had his number. Stepping up onto the box, only one player left over towards the A side.
And losing that A control is going to shift 0-0 setup, but they're actually committing instead to a retake on A, where GURADvs00NATION will pop probably Yao Drone here momentarily, get info, and play with his Hunter's Fury.
Exactly that. Here comes BZN in mid. Gets taken down immediately in Trent.
Alone with no util, Xion had a full kit.
But that spray through the wall was absolutely beautiful. But now Xion has absolutely everything that he could possibly want to try to maybe hold this down. Has the double flashes, has.
And they got the contact with the flash. Guard back away. They know there's going to be a fast rotate. This is a team that scrambles when there are disadvantages on the retake.
No, I love the pacing here from the guard. Again, 0-0. They had the tracking back over towards that mid side. But again, complete cut of contact at the moment from the guard. 2
decisions for our team. Does he play the Hunter's Fury? Does he actually fight on site? He's fighting for this control. There are no smokes, so he can take an aggressive peek.
He can! But he gets shut down. The guard, they end up finding themselves a clean round. And what was a situation where 0-0, GURADvs00NATION, he could have really brought this all the way back with his ultimate. That was a good opportunity, though, for him to peek out. You can't really blame him.
This is certainly going to be a rough last round here for 0-0 Xion would love to get the operator, but that seems unrecoverable. sentries being watched over it. And the guard again, leaning into the fact they did it on Bind. They've done it twice here now against 0-0 Nation. Leaning into the fact that they will commit to those heavy rotates. 0-0 Nation, especially in a man disadvantage, the guard with the mid-round calling. Once again, Valen gets the better hand of Shan here this time around. And the guard, 8-3, a dominant first half in comparison to what was the first map's half. The buy for 0-0, just enough. It was Artzine that had enough cash to make a drop happen. They have ults to work with here. Still that Hunter's Fury to play with. And this time they're switching it up, aggression towards C. The first time they're actually going to do it this time around.
How do they want to do this? Bartine has his TP, could potentially take away a contact.
It will more than likely be that paranoia dart setup with a one-way. Maybe not the one-way, but to set Shand up to walk down.
Has to be the paranoia first.
And a fault line look as well on the opposite side of the map from Xion.
Shan does not walk. He dashes right into the paranoia. There goes the dart back over in spawn, but nobody is spotted. Hunter's Fury instead going back towards the mid side. Not catching anything.
And so quick, the guard to react off of that C aggression. They just walk their way up towards B. And there isn't that KJ util setup this time.
No, it's just the turret here.
And they just use the Hunter's Fury. Aftershock is not in a position here either from Xion.
Xion completely disconnected and nobody here for 0-0 to be able to respond with it, to be able to push with it. And instead, it's the guard pushing. Valen going out with a flash.
I don't like this. He's on his own.
Oh, but with the paranoia against the stun. It was almost good, but the smoke dissipates in his face, and BZN takes him down. Great from 0-0, so here we go. Jonah P ends up holding down one. A couple players over in the bottom of mid. Shan trying to clear it away. Jonah P was just trying to make some chaos. Same thing with Net, but now finally the chaos is done. The dust is settled. The guard, everyone over towards the mid side, just have their long angles to use. 0-0 getting trapped up the moment, getting funneled back in towards that mid side. Shand giving himself a chance. Could get a headshot here. 19 HP remaining for Shand. Net just playing the time. Beautiful patience and almost a great pick from Shand. But it is the half going firmly in the way of the guard.
And that final moment over towards mid. Beautiful swings from the guard. Trading one by one. Shan finds the first pick. Or apologies. Tex finds the pick. Net swings low off of the Trent death in towards window. Beautiful trades from the guard to win out that final round. And they earn themselves a very dominant first half. This is looking really strong here for the guard. A 0-0 Nation. Their successful side yesterday was the defense. Can they spin that narrative with aggressive looks here on Haven for their offense?
And one that we've been kind of dying to see. We want to see, again, Shand go off on his own, really see how Tex steps up. If we do see that aggressive defense, we haven't really seen these North American teams pull out that aggression.
An early duel here. They're pulling it out this time around.
Shand is here. Everyone is here for the guard, though. Artzine able to pull up one. Here comes Trent. Trent pulls up one, but there's still two more players over towards the short side. Shand does take down Jonah P. Now two players for the guard. Over and short. Isolated.
So hard to deal with, man. They get onto site because of it.
They just drop in. Valen takes down one in terms of Shand. That was a free kill, essentially, for him. There goes the paranoia. And this is going to keep him alive if it weren't for the shock dart. It's Net. Stepping up. Close already, hasn't heard the plant just yet. And one person is peeking his angle. Great kills coming out from Artzine.
4K to open it up. Raised to Sova, he performs. Right. And 0-0 Nation showing a pretty similar look to what they had against 9Z, using that smoke that they dropped very early towards long. And it's hard to play against that smoke in a pistol round because you give yourself up to the flash that can go through the bricks and you get caught off guard in like that weird cubby space. So you either have to sit in the smoke or play completely back on site. And the guard electing to play in the smoke, losing that control and giving site control up to 0-0 Nation, who are again very aware that they focus towards long. There's gonna be players tucked in towards sewers. The guard who will try and make something happen with an aggressive Tex play by himself of all things.
Yeah, it is really just Tex. And the Eldra. Oh, whoa,
timing, that's crazy.
Beautiful Tex.
He gets the trade though.
Yeah, he takes his chance. Zian takes him away though through the smoke. Here comes Shand. Trying to create some more chaos. Trent. This is a good cheeky position. Jonah P, the right click's coming in. No, Trent. Still getting tracked down, but what just happened? Valen and Jonah P both getting kills. Martine can't pull it back with a rifle, but but Jonah P shuts it down anyways. Double digits for the guard.
What a crazy wall setup as well for Trent. I've never seen that wall from the guard. They normally throw an aggressive A wall to try and get control from B, but this time they set up a wall that Trent literally just dances in between the smokes. And that one round has sent 0-0 Nation spiraling as they use a tactical timeout, because at this point in time, you get thrifty there, you're kind of out of this map unless you can make a huge turnaround in these next 2 rounds. And this round in particular will be the big one for 0-0 Nation to figure out.
It's a massive moment for some of these 0-0 Nation players. We haven't really seen this sort of adversity in this series just yet, and you could see some of these neutral faces for this team. There's no real talking head at the moment either. I really want to see 0-0 Nation. I mean, Shan, has he been the IGL? I mean, he joined this team, what, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago?
What we know is he's the mid-round caller, and he gave one hell of a game, I imagine, if it was him calling on Bind. But this time around, he's not finding that success in the attacking side where he really needs to shine, because he is the Q. He will be the guy that's calling when the util comes, when the hit happens, where he wants the hit to happen, what info he has. And he'll need a very, very crazy call here to win this round, as you can see the buy for 0-0 Nation. I hate to put it this way, but it is a must-win round. 11-4. Just swing so much momentum with that 11th round win, and you haven't even hit 5 rounds, let alone even a double-digit game.
They're not even going to peek with their ultimates going into that next round too. The guard have just put themselves beautiful position where 0-0, even if they do give themselves a chance going into the next, it's not going to be really overwhelming.
Look at this setup on B. Just no chance to get in and get the spike down easily.
Going to be the crossfire here from the guard. There goes the nano swarms to delay the plan, and Trent, a light 2K for him. Shand has dashed his way into the back of sight. He has a couple of opportunities here at a frag, but the guard have completely tracked this. Nobody is going for any of these dangerous peaks. Gotta love that here for the guard. Staying safe. Xion does pull up 1 kill, but Valen does end up taking away the man in the back of sight, and Xion has been isolated.
Corralling him in a corner. 0-0, putting a Hail Mary towards B. And what's the attack pause called here on this exec? Is that we're gonna see another fast play? That's what brought them success on Bind. But it hasn't been the typical 0-0 Nation from day 1 to now. And they're running a default here again. As the guard investing 5 rifles from that last round into this. Even despite winning that thrifty, he bought 5 rifles to close this game out. So this is everything for 0-0 Nation. Do or die in this series.
Shan trying to give 0-0 a bit of a chance early on in this round. He's already deep into short. Might have an opportunity at a peak, but he hears the Trailblazer. Smokes out just in case there was a peek coming off of the Trailblazer.
And Jonah P walking it down with Trent behind him. There's no flash to set him, or apologies, Shand up in this spot.
Shand is just going to be here for the battle, but
Xion playing anti-flash?
Exactly. Xion. Oh, does the anti-flash matter? Shand almost getting the kill, but here
comes 2 here.
What a save from Trent.
And Shand just not peeking with Xion. There's no trade to be happening, and Trent in a perfect spot to get that trade. They just cleared out A long. They know this is a B hit, and 2 players contesting. They know nothing over towards C so far.
The paranoia splits them and didn't even hit them, but even then, they still have the positioning.
Are they playing the retake with any ults? No, they're not. But there's a flank as well.
How does 0-0 play this?
No KJ util to account for this.
Do they position it into the back of sight? How much are they going to battle for the middle of this B site? 0-0. They're also getting a lurk up at the moment. A flank in from Shand. He's waiting over towards Garage to potentially take down a lurker, but he could shift him himself. Bartine taking away a big kill onto Valen. There's going to be 2 players coming from the link. Artzine's been fully exposed. They haven't peeked him yet. Artzine only with the 1 though, but this keeps 0-0 in the lead. BZN getting completely locked away though. Trent good stuff. Bartine tapping away. Can't find the defuse. But Shan takes him down anyways. 0-0 keep themselves in the game.
And they're still holding on, even by a thread. That fight towards sewers going the way of the guard definitely made a panic call from 0-0 Nation to say, hey, we need to just swing towards B, where they had pretty good mid control. BZN will be a big reason why we see these late round B hits, because of his KJ util out towards mid, spotting the C long push and spotting the mid walk down. A buy here for the guard. And we didn't see Shan opt all that often on C, but we're seeing it here early from Tex with 5 players approaching. Hunter's 3 from Artzine. I think he should drone this and tag.
Tex going in, trying to dodge. It's Hunter's Fury. Is he actually able to do so? I think he is. They cleared the back of sight anyways, but a little bit too much dip on your chip, Artzine. He goes all the way into spawn. Valen takes him down immediately.
And this is almost an impossible retake.
It's gonna be Xion on the front side to give them a chance though. Oh, aftershock in, but Tex finds a gap. Now Xion again trying to give his team a chance, but Artzine goes down right next to him. Xion once again tapping away. That's it for the round. The guard, 1 away.
Saving a handful of ults here as well. Trent with his Viper's Pit, very, very quick. And I was hoping that on this retake, that GURADvs00NATION would back away and play that long angle, and Artzine could maybe have the Hunter's Fury. The idea was to drone first Tex off the angle, and then follow up with that Hunter's Fury, but Shan maybe peeking a little bit too early. And you can see Tex was ready for it as well. He popped the dash before that swing even happened. GURADvs00NATION on pins and needles with this final buy possibly. Are going to attempt another C hit, and they're going to try Rolling Thunder, not from Garage where we typically see it, but instead from C long.
Get out of my way!
Oh, the Viper's Pit up, but again, this could get broken apart immediately by Xion. Shan going in. They've surrounded the Viper's Pit, but they haven't been able to break through. There's still a whole lot of utility right here. You still have actually a second player here. They don't know about Net. There goes Net, spraying away at 1. Trent finally goes down. Head on a swivel now for Net. Net needing to back away, but Shan still finds him. Xion finding another after Valen picks up a double. Huge shot coming in from Jonah P, and now it's a 1v1 for Tex and Shan.
And it might just be knives between both of them. It is.
Oh, boy.
He knows he's in a pretty big disadvantage. And he's wondering if he's predicting a rotate right now from Shan, who has 3 kills on the round. We need an insane 1 versus 2 here. And to close it out, it's against Tex. 2 players that have been stars in their own right. And plenty of time here for a rotate to happen. I think Tex as well has to realize that there's a possibility he rotates instead through defender spawn. And with the timing of this, Tex thinks he has made a rotate.
Tex again, he's just scanning at the moment. Just making sure again, any sort of redirect is impossible.
The slight advantage here is with Tex, not only in HP, but with util.
Double smokes alongside the double updraft. Shan, 20 seconds left.
Sticking as well to the knives is very hard to track that jet midair.
Oh,
and
no!
he's walking into him.
Tex called him out, but he doesn't have it. He has the double updraft. He can catch Shan off completely, and it just doesn't matter. Shan stuck to the plant. Tex gets the kill. Yesterday it was Brazil. Today it is North America on top in Sao Paulo.
Getting a massive sweep. Huge opening victory here for the Guard and a much confident looking Haven. A map that, you know, the desk gets set up, GURADvs00NATION, it's one of their better maps, but here the Guard look very, very well refined and had a lot to show us here today. Despite that bind game going exceptionally close, we aren't going to see 3 maps, unfortunately.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly, you know, not a solid game coming out from GURADvs00NATION. They're facing up a team in the Guard. We kind of expected this sort of form. Again, yesterday, we didn't exactly see the best of debuts from M80, but the Guard, who have the LAN experience, all of that pressure didn't look like it was there.
Yeah, certainly some jitters from one player, I think Tex in that first map, but he definitely came into his own in the second half of Bind and the whole entire map of Haven as well. We expected the Guard to not have many LAN